Hello and welcome to the All Night Gamers podcast. It's PlayStation Week. The PlayStation conference was right after this podcast from last week came out, so we'll be going through all the stuff that was there. A bunch of cool new games, finally got some pricing info, as well as the apocalypse that was their pre-orders. So we'll discuss that stuff. Xbox pre-orders go up the day before this podcast comes out, so we can't tell you how it went, but we will talk a little bit about that, see what we think about it coming up, and let's see if we're right.
We expect it to go poorly.
Yeah, but hopefully it doesn't go as poorly as the PS5 one. We'll take a trip to this zealous zone. Stick with me. We're just trying to have the alliteration. We'll talk about our favorite or our most exciting game that's going to come out before the end of the year. We'll talk about the last little bit of 3D All Stars news. We have some new emulation information, and some stock came back for the physical copy, which is nice. And we'll end on a Smash Ultimate character news. So let's get right into it. I'm joined by the usual gang here, Alex, Cameron, Cooper.
Hey. Hello.
Yay.
And without further ado, we'll just get started here. So, PS5, $500, November 12th, if I remember correctly. And I hope you got one, because you're probably not going to get one if you're listening to this podcast and haven't gotten one yet.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll get to that in just a second. So, Sony had their conference last week. Lots of cool stuff. They're really good at their presentation. I was actually very excited. I'm not usually excited for presentations that aren't Nintendo's, but I was really hyped about this one. Got first look at some gameplay of the new Spider-Man Miles Morales, which I am very excited for. I'm definitely getting that with my PS5 that I did manage to get a pre-order on. The Ultimate Edition of that game, by the way, does include the remaster of the original Spider-Man that came out on PS4.
Which you need because you didn't have one.
Yes.
I assume that all it's going to include is like the full game DLC, and they might do like the new things they've included into Miles as one.
Well, I have the Game of the Year edition for PS4, which has all the DLC in it. And I think I'm just gonna stick with that. I don't really know what is the remastered one made to run on PS5 and not gonna be like?
I would assume it is because there's not a remastered one.
What is it called that they've been like hyping up like crazy for the PS5?
There's a lot of stuff. I don't know.
Starts with a V.
Man, I don't. That's
ray tracing.
Yeah, thank you. I don't know why.
It's not a V.
How does ray tracing start with a V?
We'll figure that out together. Yes, ray tracing. Thank you. I assume that's what Spider-Man's going to include.
Okay.
For the remastered version.
I'll think about it, but honestly, with the space limitations on the SSD, I'm like really gonna have to manage that space, because you're gonna have to have the game on the SSD for it to run if it's a PS5 game. I might just stick with the PS4 version and call it a day, since I already have it.
That's fair.
But yeah, the gameplay looks super sick. The graphics looked really cool, very smooth,
and it's still coming out on PS4.
That is true. I was about to bring that up because we were talking about PS4. That several of the games had announcements for the Wii U style, where it's like the same launch day.
But this is different. They've announced that they're going to support the PS4 for the next 3 or 4 years.
Ooh. Well, they did that last gen too. I remember like games
PS3 lasted forever.
On like Xbox One would also come out on 360 or like PS3, but you have to get like 2 discs and it'd be like just a mess. So they will support it, but I doubt, especially once we get like a year into this, that it's gonna be a good experience. Kind of like playing like late 3DS games on an original 3DS, because they were really made for the new 3DS, and they did work on the original, but it was just a lot worse of an experience.
Yeah, very true.
Because they're really going to be banking on that SSD speed
I
for load times.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if something like, well, they haven't announced like Ratchet and Clank, did they? Wait, is Ratchet and
No,
Clank coming to PS4?
I don't think so, but
Yeah,
I
'cause
can't
that
confirm.
one, I haven't heard anything about it, but they did say that the SSD was the reason they're able to go seamlessly from world to world. So I'm thinking that one, I, if it's not, I will not be surprised if they announce it later on, like they did with
Well,
Spider-Man, then there will be serious compromises,
Spider-Man's easy because from everything we've seen, it's like built on the same engine
which is
as.
already designed for PS4.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it may take advantage of the better hardware, but it's not going to do anything major.
Yeah.
And it's just supposed to be a little story, like Uncharted Legacy, not like a full sequel, blown sequel.
Plus, since we're not going to talk about these other two games because they were already announced and didn't really get shown at the event, Sackboy and Horizons Forbidden West will also they will have PS4 versions available, and you will also be able to get the transition version to PS5 if you purchase the PS4 version.
Miles says that as well.
Yeah. So, um, yeah, that's a big one to start. Final Fantasy
That
6.
transfer thing.
What
Oops, sorry.
transfer thing? Oh, you mean
The
like from
the
PS4 to PS5?
transfer from PS4 to PS5. Yes, you know, that's the only company I know of that has announced anything like that.
I think Microsoft does it all the time, but they don't have to announce anything like that. When they're like, you can bring your back
You-
catalog from the original Xbox as well.
That's true. I forgot about that.
Well, I mean, honestly, if you're looking for backwards compatibility, Xbox is the way to go because they do way better of a job.
Yeah, Microsoft's. It is amazing.
I mean,
how much you play on
Nintendo's are all
stuff.
over the place, so I can't blame them on that, on like making it where you're disc and digital.
Yeah. So it's
Sony, the only one I was like sure wasn't going to happen was the PS3, and then they also went, now we're also not bringing up the PS2 or 1
yeah,
games.
yeah. Well, we'll get to that in a little bit. Let's see. Final Fantasy 16 was shown off. That was the game that did not run on a PS5 at the conference. They explicitly said that it was shown on quote PC emulating the PS5 experience. And they also didn't show much besides just kind of like a cinematic trailer, but it did look really well. So if it stays that way, that'll be really exciting. When did Final
That
Fantasy
was like
15 come out?
Final Fantasy 15.
quite a few years ago.
It was while I was working at Target because I managed to get one of the special editions because we had it and I hid it behind a bunch of other games and then I sent mom to get it for me for a Christmas present.
Nice.
It released in 2016.
Okay.
So it's been 4 years, and it's interesting because 16 doesn't, it's not modern day. 15 was very modern day and also kind of futuristic since you can get your car to fly.
Yeah,
And
it'll
16,
be interesting to see what they do with this one. I don't know much about the Final Fantasy series post Final Fantasy 9, so it'll be cool to
I
see
have
what they do.
played most of 15 or I played at least half of 15.
I beat
I'm bad
7
at it.
remake.
Well, yeah, we don't know too much about it. It was kind of like a first look thingy, and they don't even have it running on a PS5 yet, according to that trailer. So, but it'll be cool to see what that develops into. New Harry Potter game, Hogwarts Legacy, was announced. It is not exclusive to the PS5, but it was
It looked like it was coming to everything but Switch.
pretty much everything under the sun but Switch, PC, Xbox, I mean, you name it.
Been waiting for that for literal years. There was a leak
Like
like
5 years
3
ago.
yeah, so many years ago, and I've been like, eventually they're gonna announce this at something.
That game has had some issues because the company was almost sold and it was leaked forever before they could even make an official announcement like that. but it looks so good.
Yeah, it does look really good. I have to give it that.
Everyone's hating on it because of J.K. Rowling, but it looks really good.
Mhm.
So yeah, not an exclusive, but we did get a look. Looks really good. Looks exciting. Definitely cannot wait to see more about that. Um, Call of Duty Cold War was shown some gameplay. There's a beta that ends. Well, that by the time y'all are listening to this, it would have been the previous weekend. But as of this recording, it ends tonight, and it was exclusive to PS4 owners. I have no idea how that went, what people thought of it, but the gameplay that I saw looked very classic. Black Ops, shooty shooty bang bang, war boom kind of stuff.
Or
Uh,
boom.
I am really just curious to see the zombies mode, if there is going to be a zombies mode, because there have really Black Ops 3 zombie mode kind of sucked, and I think Black Ops 4 had one, but I never even bothered with it because it just you had to like pay extra for it. I just did the multiplayer, so I'm hoping this is going to be good because this will be the first Black Ops Call of Duty that I will have gotten on a console since Black Ops 2 way back in the day. So I'm really hoping that some zombies is good because I haven't had any good local multiplayer zombies experiences in a long time, and those are some of my greatest memories. So I'm hoping they can pull something out with that.
I do not know enough about Black Ops to say which way it looks, but it. Everyone deserves to have a game be as hype as Odyssey was for me. So,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Deathloop was a new game
Oh.
shown off. This is an exclusive game. It's basically a game based around a quote 24-hour time loop, where like Groundhog Day, kind of, but just way wacky and insane. You have to try to develop the story and advance further every time in this loop to try to figure out and get these goals before the loop ends. And the presentation was really cool and it's very promising. I think the story could be really interesting.
We saw it at E3 last year.
wait, did we see it at E3? I know we saw it at Gamescom.
Maybe it was Gamescom, but we've seen it once before, and this gave us a lot more like story and stuff than the
Yeah,
last time we
at
saw it.
Gamescom it looked like it was a multiplayer game. But
Nah, I disagree because I watched the Gamescom trailer recently again.
I don't
And
know.
it
It looked
hints at the stuff that
it looks super hype.
it
Yeah.
only said PlayStation exclusive though. It didn't say PS5.
Yeah.
It just said PlayStation. Something about console or PlayStation Home.
It said PlayStation console exclusive.
Yeah,
So,
so there's a chance it could be PS4 as well.
Yeah, I'm expecting a lot of crossover, just like it was last generation. Sony, like, quote, I'm not directly. They said something like, PlayStation owners are going to transition at different times, and we want to make sure that these experiences are available. Blah 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 blah. Marketing. Blah blah blah. PR. Blah blah blah. So
Blah
I'm
blah
sh-
blah.
Blah, blah,
Everyone should buy our games, but we're gonna give people time to transition.
Yeah, so there'll be a lot of crossover there. But yeah, that game looks really good. Um, Resident Evil Village, the new Resident Evil, was shown off there. I have not played as much Resident Evil as I want to.
I've
Recently,
played a lot.
for some reason, I've just really had an itch for horror games. I really want a good experience, so I'm definitely excited. I have not played Resident Evil 7, which I know roast me about it. I really want to. And also this one, I'm really excited about that.
You should probably play 7 before 8 because 8 looks like a direct sequel since Ethan's back.
Yeah, I probably will do that. I'll probably pick up 7 on Black Friday this year. Since it's a couple years old, I'm sure it'll be pretty cheap. So
Yeah, I think it goes pretty cheap normally, so
Yeah,
it should
the
be pretty
gold
solid.
edition with all the DLC was like
15,
20
20 bucks.
Yeah.
Mhm.
well then expect me to buy that. But yeah, I'm. It looked super freaky, and I am a fan of freaky. So
I kind of like 2 and 3's remakes a little more with the 3D or the third person view instead of being up close like 7 and 8 have done.
Yeah,
Like where
yeah,
you're
the
first
remakes.
person.
I haven't played those either because I don't have a PS5, so or PS4. I mean,
Okay.
so but
So you
I
could
want
pick up all of those.
Yeah, I've got a lot of scary stuff to play. So yeah,
Just stream it all on your Twitch channel.
I might.
Ooh.
Horror games are popular, especially around Halloween.
We'll have to see how well my capture card can do 4K. Anyway, a new version of Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition will be available digitally at launch. We assume a physical is coming later, maybe.
I mean, the way they phrased it, definitely.
Yeah, but that was a really cool show off.
The way lots of companies phrase things can be very misconstrued, though. So
Yeah, but you
I
don't
mean-
put digital at launch unless you plan a physical copy in the future.
Oh,
I guess it could fall through, but
we'll have to see. I wouldn't be surprised if there was one shortly after, but also I don't know. It's hard to tell with how like Sony wants you to buy that digital edition. GameStop does not. None of the companies seem to.
We're gonna reach a point where it's literally a battle of the video game companies versus the
retailers.
yeah,
Yeah,
because
I agree.
like I mean, if you think far enough into the future, like what are you gonna have for digital only consoles? You're gonna have a rack of cards where you can buy codes in the store, and then controllers and accessories.
personally, I want to push that off as far as possible and keep physical editions
Yes.
available.
But Microsoft didn't release. No, they did. They released the Xbox SAD.
Yeah, the Xbox SAD. I actually have one of my friends has one of those, and it works fine because all she plays is Apex, so it doesn't really matter.
Solid.
But
Yeah, the digital are for people who only want to pick up and play. I don't think they're really collectors of games. They're like, I want to play this one game and I don't want to.
they just want the experience, but they don't care about the collecting, which is fine. I've got several friends that do that, but usually they're on Xbox because of Game Pass. So if PS, I mean, I assume PS Plus, especially we'll get to that PS Plus collection later. If they can step up that games as a service thing, I wouldn't be surprised if the digital edition actually
Probably
kind of
helps
does well.
with
There's a lot of people that don't care about the discs or whatever. They just want to play their Madden or their COD or insert generic yearly game here, Assassin's Creed,
2K.
yeah, 2K. So we'll see how that develops. Oddworld Soulstorm. I don't even remember that at the showing. Do any of us remember that at the showing?
Okay, so I watched it later and I checked everything
I remember.
out.
I remember
It's like
writing it down. I don't remember them talking about it much at all.
They talked about it a little bit, and they showed off some gameplay of you fighting the bad guys from the original. Like, you're no longer slaves or whatever, and now you've got to defend your new area. I don't know. I don't know much about Oddworld.
Well, I guess I'm sorry to disappoint any listeners that came here for the Oddworld news, but it was there, and you can go watch it on YouTube if you really enjoyed the first Oddworld and want to see more about that. Now we gotta make a big thing. There's a new Five Nights at Freddy's because that's what everybody always wants. Everybody constantly asks for a new Five Nights at Freddy's. That's the biggest thing on Twitter. It's always the most trending thing. It is the biggest thing. Sorry to be Trump.
This isn't the first console one, though. I think it's the first exclusive.
It's
maybe,
I
but
don't think it's exclusive.
Switch got the originals, right? I remember it being a big deal.
I think so. I'm surprised he still Scott Cawthon keeps making these games. If I'm being honest.
I mean,
Hold on.
they're making money.
Yeah, if they sell, they sell. I don't think I doubt it would be an exclusive though. There's no way. But yeah, so
Not completely. It was
Five Nights
definitely
at
on PC.
Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach that was shown off there. Just more of the same
Yeah.
freaky animatronic things trying to kill you.
They are on
Screaming,
Switch.
lots of
And
screaming.
this is
I did
like
not. It was.
one.
I remember it specifically being towards the end, and I was like, "Please don't end on this. I don't want to end on being screamed at by
Yeah.
an animatronic."
Yeah, Cameron and I were watching it and discussing on our Discord about it, and
All right.
we were freaking
It
out
looked-
because like, are they going to end on this and not give us a price? We were just ranting the entire time because they didn't give us the price until the very end of the show.
They knew it would overshadow everything else.
It looks like there's like 13 games now between being released and being spin-offs and whatnot
Wow,
and coming out.
it's a lot.
And a bunch of books.
Well, yeah. So new Five Nights at Freddy's will be on PS5. Doubt it's an exclusive, but we'll be there. A remake of Demon Souls, so the precursor to Dark
Which
Souls.
is an exclusive.
Yes, that is an exclusive. That looks really good. I'm not that big of a Dark Souls guy because I'm just not that good at games. So it's hard for me.
Not to do repetition forever like that just to beat the boss.
Yeah, but I know it's a huge game. A ton of people like that. Very excited. I'm excited for it to be there because I know a ton of people really want
That's
to
how I feel.
experience that. Yeah, so
Isn't it
Glad it's there.
$70 though?
yeah, a lot of PS5 games are $70.
Which is so weird. I don't agree with that at all.
Yeah, and it looks like it's only PS5, which is kind of scary
Yeah.
because like
Yeah.
Xbox Series X games are $60 still.
And Switch are still 60.
Yeah.
Dude, I really hope Nintendo doesn't bump up to 70 until they get a much stronger system. Because
Well, I feel bad for like people in Europe and Canada as well because that drives
'cause
their
they're-
games up like crazy.
I don't know
Yeah.
why it jumped so much. I saw people talking about it. It went up from matching us at 60. It's now 90, or 90 for Europe and 100 for Canada if we convert it back to the US.
$100 Canadian. That is incredible. I know the Canadian is worth a little less than $1, I think, but that's still a lot. That's more than that
Yeah,
difference.
It is over 100.
So
and,
wait, is
if we
it?
convert it to US?
So it's
for
are you telling me it's £90 in the UK?
That's it's £70, but that converts over to 90 for
God,
US dollars.
That's insane, man.
For real.
Well, see, this is why we need physical copies because I can just wait a couple years and then buy the game for $2 at GameStop. This is also why we need to make sure GameStop starts turning a profit so they don't go away because there's nowhere else that you can do this.
GameStop
They were-
burned down would not be awful either because they get all the exclusive amiibo.
They were finally
And,
making some good moves like hiring Reggie and then Corona hit and now
They didn't hire Reggie. They put him on their board, right?
So they hired him.
Yeah.
Wasn't?
No, they didn't hire him. They just put them on the team of leaders.
He now
Was he
works
on
for
board of
them.
directors, or was he on
he's
like a board of?
he's
Okay, I
he's
didn't.
on a board of directors.
That was so long ago. I couldn't remember. I just remembered he was on a board of some sort.
Hey, give the man some time. He's got this. I hope.
I do too.
Yeah, that we gotta have somewhere to buy used games other than eBay.
Mm-hmm.
You have Amazon where they're way more expensive.
Yeah,
than
where it's even
eBay.
worse.
Amazon is more expensive.
Well, barring that controversy, let's finish up here. Thank the Lord, the Almighty Lord, that Fortnite is available on PS5. It is coming to PS5, and I don't know why they made such a big deal out of it. Everyone's probably expecting it. Of course, PS5 is going to have Fortnite.
Dude,
It's
The
Fortnite.
exclusive game to PS5.
it's
Fortnite.
it's my favorite launch game ever.
Imagine buying a
Didn't it-
PS5 just to play Fortnite.
In the last Nintendo Direct that was a general direct. Wasn't Fortnite pushed there too? I think Epic's just getting them all the console makers to push them.
Well, yeah,
Does,
duh. I mean, it's a free to play game.
does it have anything to do with the fact that their thing closed recently?
Well, they were pushing
That
it
is
before all this mess happened, but now they're probably amping it up a bit because iOS was a huge market for them, and now they can't go back to it. So
I forgot that also happened, but I was talking about the fact that what's that thing that got banned?
What?
What
Huh?
do you know what
What are
app
you
I'm
talking
talking
about?
The
TikTok?
app.
TikTok.
TikTok?
Yes.
What does that have to do with Epic Games?
Was that? That's
They're
not their app.
owned by the same company.
Oh,
Oh, by the same like parent Chinese company?
Yeah, but that's not Epic directly.
Yeah, no. I mean, also
I mean, but your
don't.
parent companies are gonna push you to do more when one of their things gets in
Yeah,
trouble.
but also I don't think they're off the App Store. They signed some like last minute deal or
Let's
something.
see.
I think. But yeah, that does make sense what you're talking about. So yeah, Fortnite, PS5. If you want to buy PS5 for Fortnite, go ahead. If you can get one at this point.
Yeah, knock yourself out buying the PS5 for a free game.
Yeah. Anyway, the PlayStation Plus collection was unveiled, which is basically just a Sony Game Pass, which will have a lot of the biggest PS4 hits on it, available at launch to download on PS5. So you can get a lot of the biggest hits like God of War and Horizon Zero Dawn, I think is the last one. That'll be on there, and several other
That was
big
on there.
PS4 games.
Persona 5 was on there, but not
Yeah,
Royal. Just
The
regular.
regular edition of Persona 5 was on there, and
Several others. So that's what I was talking about. Like if that PS Plus collection thing gets big, if it can be like a Game Pass, then the digital edition will fare much better for it.
I've seen a lot of people mad that no 2020 game is on there, and I'm like, because they came out this year, they're not gonna immediately put them on there.
They want you to buy them.
Well, also
Imagine that.
Sony has a very different business model than Xbox because Xbox doesn't really care as much. They'll put brand new games on Game Pass day one, but Sony is not the
And they
kind of company
have.
that would do that. Yeah.
Yeah, Sony makes their money off their games. Microsoft goes, oh, the Xbox is in the red again. How's our PC sales doing?
So yeah, that'll be available at launch. I am most likely going to cancel my Game Pass subscription in favor for this PS5 thing. I don't use my Game Pass much. The only thing I've used it a lot on the console when I was playing my Xbox One a lot, but I don't. I will definitely not be touching that once the PS5 comes out. And the only thing I used it on my PC for was Flight Sim, which my computer chokes trying to run. So
I've seen it. It's embarrassing.
yeah, minimum
Everyone's
settings
computer runs.
30 FPS. Yeah, that's the new crisis. If your computer can run Flight Sim 2020, then you got a good computer.
So the 1% of the 1%.
Yeah.
Good job, guys.
my computer can barely run
Super.
Among Us.
Yeah, that's true. Cooper and I were just playing Among Us, and his computer was, well, it wasn't struggling like it did with Apex, but it's
Imagine
pretty bad
your computer
for
struggling
it
for
to
Among
have
Us.
issues.
Dude, you can play that game on a phone.
And he has. He's played it on
His
his phone.
Computer's like
10 years old.
older than a decade. Yeah,
Wait,
I'm pretty.
No, we got that one after we moved here. So it's not. It's like
like-
5 years old.
Yeah,
We've lived here more than 5 years.
Yeah, I know.
it's pretty bad. When my phone can run faster than my PC though.
That is. You still won.
Yeah, I don't know how I won multiple times.
Well, I mean, also with like new graphics cards coming out that are like decently priced, like you can buy a
Oh, yeah.
$500 card that can do 4K. I mean, that's not bad.
That's pretty crazy.
So,
yeah.
like, you know, plus like if you just get like I mean, it doesn't take that much to upgrade your PC to something that's like low mid tier for today. So,
Mhm.
$500 graphics card. That's like 8 games.
yeah, but it's also like Well, it's like if you buy it now, that's kind of future proofing because it can do 4K ray tracing, blah blah blah, all that good stuff. Um, and
True.
you won't have to worry about it for a while.
I will say the
I don't think I'll ever have the money to keep up with PC.
well, you don't have to. You just get a semi
But you have
decent
to
one.
build a decent one in the first place.
Well, yeah, but you just build a
one with some
semi
old
decent one and
stock.
you're good.
You know, just build
for a
one with
couple
like a
years.
year-old CPU and a year-old graphics card, and they're cheaper. And I mean, like a couple years old today is amazing.
Well,
Mhm.
what was
So-
it? The 2080? That's the one that was like $1,200.
Yeah, and now the 30.
The one that's
80
better is 500.
Yeah, and it can do like 75% better than that one can. So, I mean, yeah, but
I would not be happy about that, honestly.
it's the price to pay to be up to date, man. Now you can buy
Yeah,
the
that's why I
3090
don't
for
care to be up
$1,200.
That's why I don't care to be up to date because it means being behind. Like, I remember. You remember when HD screens were just coming out and they were super expensive?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's
yeah.
still people paying off their loans to get so that they could be,
They could have a
having the cutting
720p,
edge.
720p
Yeah, exactly.
LED
It's-
screen television. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's awful.
Well,
With the exception of Nintendo, I'm good with not being right at the cusp of, new.
Well,
Yeah.
TVs are one of those things that within a year they're gonna have released
Better
a
ones.
better one, yeah. And
well,
some
that's
Exactly,
with most new
that's why-
technology, really.
but
Yeah, exactly.
TVs
That's
also
why I
go
don't
on
wait.
sale like all the time.
Yeah.
Because they can.
Because I think I got mine at either Black Friday or right before um what is it? The
Cyber Monday,
big football event in January.
Super Bowl.
Yeah. Because they go on sale for that because the stores know that they're going to get money because everyone wants to show off their big new TV to all the people coming to get drunk. We are way off topic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's
for-
reel that in. This week on the All Night Gamers rant.
Guys, if you want us to rant, please comment in the YouTube section. We'll release videos where
we
we
can
just
do
rant.
5
about-
hours. We can do 5 hours of ranting if we just want to melt your brain with noise. Okay.
Y'all ranting for only 5 hours?
Oh yeah, if you want to get some of those wrinkles out of your brain. All right. All right, let's move. Let's finish up this PS5 stuff. So this is the end of the show, or the PS5 show. They announced pricing and availability. So of course, as you most likely know, there's two editions. There's the physical edition, which has a disc drive, and a digital edition, which doesn't. Both of them come with the same size 825 gig SSD. The disc version will be $500 American, and the digital one will be $400. Pre-orders are sold out everywhere. I actually managed to get a pre-order when Walmart first announced they were the one doing it early, and then they canceled mine. Thank you, Walmart. I hope you're listening, Walmart.
Walmart.
But I was luckily able to get a different pre-order at Target, which has yet to be canceled. So I think we're in the clear, at least for now.
I won't be surprised if someone gets a Walmart ad on my video now.
Yeah.
I'm
So, yeah, I hope you managed to get your hands on a pre-order, but if you didn't, I feel very much for you. There was a solid 12 hours where I was just sweating bullets because I lost my pre-order, and luckily managed to get another one. So that
it's
was
like the
passed.
Wii.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Well, every console is usually pretty big at launch. Just the hype.
Yeah,
is
look
so
at the
massive.
Switch.
Sure.
Yeah. So, anyway, yeah. So that was a mess. Even though PlayStation was like, we promise we will let you know. We're not going to spring this on you randomly. We'll give you
Walmart
time.
went, hey guys, wouldn't it be funny if we just sprang this on them randomly? And then they did it.
I mean, I have to also put a little blame on Sony for this.
Yeah, because they were like, it'll be available tomorrow, which is like less. It was like less than 24 hours basically of notice when they were like, we're gonna give you lots of time.
Which meant Europe and everyone else kind of got screwed because it was already tomorrow. Well, except for Europe. Europe was middle of the night, so there was a chance they could have had less issues. I know for us, though, it was bad.
Yeah,
Ooh.
very bad. Xbox even took notes of this and put penalties in place for any retailer that goes against their timeline. So,
Which is a decision I agree with.
yeah. Really throwing a wrench in things because obviously once Walmart did it, all the other retailers were like, well, I guess we're gonna do it.
Yeah, all the other retailers went, hey, wait a minute. That's our money. Give it here.
Yeah. So that wraps up all the Sony mess. This has just been a big mess. A bunch of cool games, a bunch of hype, and a terrible pre-order launch. So we'll see how this plays out in the coming months up to launch date. They said they've been talking like gloating about how awesome they're like meeting demand. Like they're so gonna meet demand. They got all this production going. They're aiming for like millions and millions of consoles at launch, and even like another millions and millions by like the first couple months of the following year.
And they already failed.
Well, at least for pre-orders, we'll see how it happens once we roll out in stock. Plus, the scalpers thing is not really helping.
Yeah, it is insane, but not as insane as some of those other pre-orders that were going on that day. Because the graphics cards all went up and sold out immediately.
Yeah, well, that was botted really bad.
Yeah, I saw screenshots. Not good.
Yeah. So, anyway, yeah, so Xbox will be going live the day before this podcast comes out. So hopefully it'll be more structured. And if you don't know about that and you're listening to this podcast and Microsoft does it right, you'll still be able to pre-order one. But we can't tell you because we don't know the future.
But what we assume is they'll probably be sold out as soon as they go live.
Yeah,
but
we'll see how our
get a better chance.
Yeah, our hopes are not high, so we'll see how that plays out. We can joke about it next week. All right.
We'll keep our eye on it.
So on to the Zealous Zone. I promise Zealous is a word, and we're sticking with this alliteration. And the reason we're not doing Collector's Corner is because it would be one collective Mario 3D All-Stars.
Hold on, I beat Persona 4 Golden and then moved on to its sequel of Arena.
Okay, except Alex, forgive us.
Oh, I started playing Among Us.
Okay, you know, okay, you know what? Screw the Zealous Zone.
Now we can do
Zealous Zone.
I went through so much effort just trying to find a word like I could use in an alliteration that would make sense.
Don't worry, Grant. I have been playing Sunshine.
Yeah, he got like 70 stars already.
No. I'm at almost 90.
If I'm
I've
being
also
honest, I've also been playing Link to the Past a little bit, so
We went to Collector's Corner anyway.
yeah.
We visited it, and I know we're getting some Among Us. But yeah, no, I know initially the 100% was like 30 hours. I don't think I'm going to be anywhere close to 30 this time around. Like
No.
I have over 200 blue coins already.
Jeez.
Dang.
Well, okay, Zealous Zone. Zealous Zone.
Zealous.
We're all gonna go around, and we're gonna say what our most. Let's see. I totally worded that wrong. We're gonna all talk about our most exciting game that's coming out before the end of the year. So what we're most looking forward to by the end of this year that's coming out.
Good bet.
I will start. I'll break the ice. So I'm really stuck between two, but I think I'm gonna have to give it to Miles Morales. I'm really excited about how that game looks, but a close second is Age of Calamity, Hyrule Warriors, because
Ooh,
I'm
yeah.
very excited to see that story. Because now it's gonna be more than just some made up story to beat up Zelda enemies. It's gonna be like an actual kind of things. But Spider-Man, like the continuation of that, just looks so good, and plus PS5 hype. I just can't help myself. So that's what I'm
Everyone
most
loves it.
excited for. Yeah, November's gonna be a good month.
Alright, I'll go.
Go.
Age of Calamity is one of my two that I've been arguing with which one to pick, but I'll use both. I've just been really excited to see that story, and I love Hyrule Warriors, so one that's like actually falls into the Zelda's timeline and is a prequel to Breath of the Wild is super exciting. The other is Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory. I've been super excited since earlier this year. Remind came out, and now we're getting the sequel to that storyline, kind of. There's gonna be some story, but not a lot apparently.
Yeah. Yeah, that game did look really cool when I saw it. So I have to approve of that one. Cooper?
I'm looking really forward to Puyo Puyo Tetris 2. Looking forward to the story being continued and seeing what they do this time. Because by the trailer, it looks like they're now in the Puyo Puyo world, so we'll see.
Is there a story in Puyo Puyo Tetris?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? I had no idea.
So the Puyo Puyo games usually have a story, and then the crossover between them introduced characters for Tetris's world, and they created a story that incorporated both styles of gameplay.
They are all anime characters, though.
It's really
Yeah.
cool. I'm probably gonna get it at maybe a pre-order. I don't know. I'm still thinking.
The main girl in Puyo Puyo I see recommended a lot for Smash.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea she
Nah,
was
I'm a homie.
Have powers?
I mean, yeah.
I don't know, but
it'd be weird how it would work.
I see a lot of people say they want her.
Nah, dude, T. He'd be able to use Tetraminos. Heck yeah.
Well, all right then.
Just
Terminos. Okay.
Cameron.
There's so many games I'm hyped for. I don't even know what to pick.
We'll pick two like the rest of us and cheat.
Yes. So let's go with Pikmin 3 Deluxe. Technically a cop out since it came out in 2013. But I am, I thoroughly enjoy Pikmin. So the fact that they're giving Olimar and Louis their own story for it, and that's completely new to Deluxe. I'm hyped for that. And then either I guess Melody of Memories. I'm ready to get to play a Kingdom Hearts game that I once again can't record because YouTube will copyright strike me because Sony or Square Enix really does not like people uploading their music. And
Hold
my
on,
game's all about music.
At least be right. Square doesn't own their music.
Square partially owns their music.
No, the creators. If you work with Square and you create music for them, you own it.
Oh wow.
That's interesting. I didn't know that.
That's how it seems to work. That's why they had to work with the Dragon Quest person and the Final Fantasy person to get those few songs that are included with both.
Oh, the one with like Cloud in it.
Cloud's got 2 songs because of that, and Final Fantasy has 2 per game.
Just like Smash Bros.
No, that's what he's
What do you think I'm talking about?
Oh.
They've only got 2 songs in this game.
Final Fantasy VII has a lot of songs.
Mm-hmm. Does Terry
Smash has 2.
Does Terry
and had 2 more in the trailer that didn't make it to the game. So I don't understand what happened there.
Not including the Mario characters, does Terry have the most music? Terry Bogard?
Are we talking about DLC? Or are we talking about series?
As a whole. Like everybody.
Then I don't think so.
Not including the Mario characters, though.
I gotta assume Zelda beats it out.
You think? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I doubt Terry Bogard would have the most music.
Terry's got 50, but I assume Zelda's got 60 songs. I could be wrong, but
Yeah.
I assume Zelda's beating it for
I would-
now.
I wish all the DLC had like 50 songs. That'd be awesome. That's hard, but like it'd be so cool.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was
Anyway.
the Zealous Zone with a pit stop in Collector's Corner. Let's leave there. Let's go back into our regular stuff. Got a couple last things here to end out the show. So we got a last little bit of news on 3D All Stars.
It's out.
Yeah, it's out, and some in-store stock has been coming in and out more for the physical.
There was a
edition.
lot of copies when we went to Target the other day.
Yeah, so there might be some time still for you to go grab a physical copy if you want it. Sooner than later, obviously, but yeah, so that's been good to see. And as well as some leaked information about the way the games run on Switch. So they actually made emulators for all of them, but they didn't do it on a per game basis per se. So like they didn't make an emulator for Mario Sunshine. They made a GameCube emulator that they just use for Sunshine.
Wasn't it proven that the Galaxy wasn't? It is. I know 64 and Sunshine do, but I think
Galaxy is like some sort of weird hybrid between emulation and port because of the NVIDIA Shield
Yeah.
version.
But so it's leading to a lot of rumors that they built these shell emulators so that now they can port over other games. And next year is the Zelda 35th anniversary, which please let there be a Zelda 3D All Stars, but with another name. I would kill for like Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword, like any of those. Really, all of them would be amazing. But
here's what I think.
Zelda Wii U collection.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we're gonna see. At best, we'll see Twilight Princess and Wind Waker put on the same cartridge.
And maybe Skyward Sword, maybe like a later one. You already have Wind Waker HD, and you already have Twilight Princess HD, so you only have to do an HD upscale of Skyward Sword, and then
Honestly, I'd rather them remake it though, like its two predecessors. I really want a Skyward Sword HD remake rather than just a port.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude,
same.
because Galaxy did pretty well. Like I've tried out a little bit of Galaxy. It's done really well with how they did the Wii to Switch control wise.
Yeah, that has been
Skyward
good.
Sword. Skyward Sword would be really cool to play with the Joy-Cons.
Plus,
Pro.
if they continue the Switch Online with N64 and possibly GameCube, they have the emulators now. So it would make this whole process a lot more streamlined, which
I
might
see
also lead
GameCube
into why
games getting.
You go ahead.
Oh, I said I was gonna say I see GameCube games getting remade rather than ported though.
Dude,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, true. But
there's
like,
so many rare GameCube games they could do.
yeah, but like it would make it really easy for them to do a bunch for NSO, and that might be why this release is limited. Maybe they are doing this in the meantime, and then maybe Mario 64 will come out on a N64 Switch Online thingy, like this time next year. Which rip to our theory on that being a thing this year. But yeah, so they made those emulator shells, so now it's like, well, what are they gonna do with them? Because they'll
release a Game Boy emulator.
So, yeah, that's some pretty interesting news to see about that.
Oh, have we got an online thing this year, like SNES or NES?
No, that's why we were saying like rip to it, because we haven't seen that. We were thinking N64 or Game Boy, but we haven't seen either of
Since
those.
it just renewed, like this was its not today, but this past weekend was its 2-year anniversary.
2 years usually, but we've got to account for Corona, so they could push that back, which
Which they did for Mario 3D.
Well, now that they've stopped the structured
is
thing
that
ever
out?
since... What?
Wait, what?
Mario 3D, yeah.
Mario 35.
Oh no, that's October something.
Oh,
Dang.
if you're listening to this, well, this is Wednesday, so 2 days ago, on the 21st at noon Pacific time, they released the pins. So there's still a chance for you to get them.
Yeah, I need
Maybe.
to check. I need to check if my points ever came in for that.
They probably have not.
Mario 35 launches on October 1st.
Okay. It said that's limited. That shouldn't be.
Nah,
Yeah.
I get it using subscribers,
Oh.
but like, so cool.
Speaking of
Hey.
limited things, hold on. Jump Rope
Oh, my
Challenge
point,
is
man.
at the end of the month. It will be leaving the Nintendo eShop.
Oh yeah, pick that up while you still can.
What game?
Jump Rope Challenge made by Nintendo.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'll definitely have to download that.
Yeah, I went ahead and did it. So that, yeah, because that'll go down the next week, probably right after our podcast that week.
All right. Well, so
Alright.
yeah, that was some
My-
cool stuff.
My points did go in, so I can get the pins on Monday.
Yeah, mine did
Ooh.
as well. So we'll definitely be trying to get those. I hope you guys listening managed to get some of those as well.
Do you have the Mario Kart Tour points, or do you need
You
No.
don't need those.
No,
you
you
only
have
need 5.
If you do 5 of the 6, including buy the game, then you'll be able
No,
to get the.
by the game has to be one of the 5
I
of
saw
them.
That's
some
what I'm
people on-
saying. You do 5 of the 6, including, like,
Uh,
yeah.
Okay.
I saw some people on Twitter saying that it was glitching out with Mario Kart Tour. So,
Yeah, I heard Mario Kart Tour is not going live until like the end of the month, anyways. So
oh jeez, yeah, no.
like
That
you
sounds
had to
weird.
play.
Well, all the others are web based. You can do them in just a couple seconds. So I mean, there's
Yeah,
no reason
exactly.
to do the Mario Kart one. So yeah, couple last things. So we got a Smash Ultimate character announcement date possibly. So this has happened once before, but there is a ad that was found in Japan for the Smash Ultimate Fighters DLC Round 2 that will be announced by October 4th, but most likely earlier, based on what they did last time. So we'll be expecting the 7th DLC fighter announcement by the first couple days of October, but hopefully earlier, which is soon. That's within 2 weeks. So
What's it been? Almost 3 months.
it's been a while, yeah.
We're at almost 4 months, which is people's been
Wait, hold up. Is
We're
it
about 4
Switch-
months, and it's people's
been almost
predicted
4?
things. Yeah.
What?
Moon was released
By October 4th, it will be about 4 months, and 4 months is about the predicted thing for these 6 fighters
That doesn't make
through
sense. They said-
December 22nd or December 2021.
Oh, it has basically been 4 months. June 29th.
Why is it? How does it expand that much? Wasn't it like a 2-month cycle for
Well,
the last one?
before the pandemic.
Pandemic.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
So, but yeah, so that will be by October 4th, but most likely earlier. That'll be exciting to see.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've had a reason to play a little Smash, so that'll be
I'm
exciting.
Yeah, you played Min Min for like one night.
Well, she's frustrating. Okay, I do not like her.
You went, I hate this character, and then you switch
Yeah,
over to
Real
bad.
quick, since it could be announced as early as this week, what do you think? Or who do y'all want?
Who do I want or who do I think will be announced? Those are 2 different things.
Either.
I do
Okay,
I do not know who to think, but I do want as much as it's a meme, I think Steve from Minecraft would actually be pretty
Yeah.
cool. Like I know it's a
Yeah.
meme and like cringe meme,
Steven's
but
like
that would be
one of my
let's-
least
let's be honest.
desired.
I mean, I think that'd be pretty cool.
it'd be really cool.
Steve would be Link, but with flight. I assume he would have the dragon wings
Ooh,
if they included him.
could you
but-
imagine this Final Smash with like
I
a
don't-
dragon or something? That'd be cool.
I don't know. If
I think he'll be a
Microsoft
me
will play ball.
costume if he gets.
I
put in.
I
I
think
hope-
Steve would work better as a me costume.
I hope at the
There's
very
not.
Yeah, okay, I concede to that.
I hope at the very least he is a me costume. That's all I want.
He could he could deserve a Mii costume. I don't
Oh,
know if there's a way to give him a cool move set that isn't
Link.
super derivative of Link.
yeah. Oh, Alex and Steve could both be like some sort of me costume.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Oh,
I forget that the girl's name is my name.
Alex from ANG Podcast in Smash.
Oh
Let's
no.
go.
No.
I would also really like to see Master Chief. I know that's like impossible, never would happen, but that would be like the
Dude,
ultimate symbol of Xbox
Master-
and Nintendo buddy buddies.
Yeah.
Master Chief would be cooler than Steve, honestly.
Yeah, and also
As a Microsoft rep, I would, yeah.
yeah,
My number one's still Sora.
yeah.
Sora
that's a
would
Until
good
he gets
combination.
added into the game, I'm gonna ride that train hard.
Now, the very possibility one, like the high possibility ones, is definitely like Crash Bandicoot or one of those.
I don't want the Bandicoot man.
Like, I don't really want him that. I'd be okay with him, but I don't really want him. He's not one of my wish, but I feel like he could make it.
Yeah, yeah, that would be really cool.
I know that it doesn't really matter that who cares about him, but I don't think he has as big a fan base in Japan.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and it's hard to judge how they're basing these, because with the last set, it was obvious from, if you looked at the data, they did kind of pick fan favorite
Some were
characters.
Sakurai's fan favorites, let's be fair.
Joker.
Mhm.
And Terry.
Man,
Well, no, Terry
No.
was apparently highly voted in like South America.
Okay, do you really believe it was South America's choice, or the fact that the
SNK had,
SNK is the reason that Sakurai made Smash? Like,
I
let's
think-
be honest here.
I think that definitely played into it.
Min got voted in for the huge part of it being what the creator of.
The creative arms wanted her.
Yeah,
Also, she won the party bash thingy.
I like how Sans got in because Toby Fox went to Sakurai's house and then beat him in some.
Dude, Sakurai's got a nice house.
He really does.
Dude, I want Sakura's house.
2 TVs, one to
Well,
watch.
you create one of the most successful video game franchises of all time.
You know what? I will.
Bet.
Bet.
All right. Well, our last thing here, Monster Hunter Rise was shown off in the Nintendo partner presentation.
And then given
was
a
last week.
Monster Hunter Direct immediately after.
Yeah, it had a ton of Monster Hunter stuff. Monster Hunter Rise looks really cool. It has 3 new amiibo coming with it that are $20 for 2 of them and $24 for the bigger one. Or 25,
And the
I guess.
possibility
I
that
still
one's
can't pronounce
exclusive
any
to
other
the
name.
collector's edition at
No.
Japan. So
Oh, seriously?
I said
Wait.
possibility.
Yeah, don't break
Oh.
Cameron's heart on the show, guys.
He already
What?
pre-ordered
No,
it
there's
for
already
the
a collector's
champ.
edition. No, wait. I hadn't heard there was a chance it was Japan only. I heard it
Say
was just.
Japan.
I heard
Did
Japan.
I say GameStop.
I heard Japan.
I heard
You
Japan.
said
Japan.
Japan. Can we get the YouTube comments to clear this up, please?
I'm sorry if I said Japan. I broke Cameron's heart.
Yeah,
Like that, man.
we almost just watched Cameron have an emotional breakdown on the show.
I still want.
Exclusive to a collector's edition in Japan. Cameron.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Can I get a sound clip of that?
So yeah, there's a collector's edition for $100. It comes with the $24 or $25 amiibo plus a bunch of DLC.
Yeah, it's the deluxe edition plus the amiibo. So
And
you're essentially paying $5 for everything else, which is
Is-
not bad if you're planning to pick up the deluxe edition. I am not if it doesn't have a color variation. But that is one of that's the rumor I've heard, is that there's a color variation, but it's unconfirmed right now. So I'm waiting for that.
I still want the Palico for the meme because he's a meme.
Dude, Palicos are awesome. But yeah, I'm excited.
And
I
I'll
haven't.
pick it up your hands.
I played a little bit of Monster Hunter World, and I enjoyed what I played. I should have played more of it. I just don't have a reason to play my Xbox much, honestly. But it was good what I played, and I was really big into Monster Hunter 3 and 4 back in the day. So I'm excited to see how good this game is. I definitely like me some Monster Hunter.
And it's nice to always get new amiibo. Like,
More amiibo is always good, except when they're all exclusive. Thank you, Capcom.
the
Very
only
cool.
the only sad thing is that like they're not really used much in games except for like some rewards.
But they look really cool.
That
And
is
people
true.
like us that just obsess over them and can't help but buy it anyway because we have no soul.
Don't call me out like that on the show, Grant.
Don't call you out on the show.
Who would ever have an addiction to those?
Like the guy addicted to brake fluid, blah blah blah. All right.
No, not like that. I assure you, I'm not that crazy.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just the guy that got all those Japanese cards.
Yeah,
For the-
Yeah, but
I was sold on your insanity when you got those cards. That's when I
Yeah,
was
but I'm not
officially
like
convinced.
fawning over them like that guy. I don't deserve to be on My Strange Addiction. That is the level I'm at. I'm below that.
Once you start like having non-sexually involved romantic relationships with your amiibo, that's when you go on the show. You got to be like the guy
Yeah,
that loves his
well-
car, or like the girl that loves the loves the
No, I'm
Berlin
pretty
Wall
sure
or
that-
whatever.
Or the girl who loved nail polish. She's like,
Oh,
Didn't she have to go to the hospital?
yeah, because she drank it.
It's acetone, of course. Cameron, don't gag on the show. I'm
Yeah,
I'm
Cameron.
so sorry to anybody listening to this. You're just listening to disgusting sounds. Okay. Well, yeah, so that wraps it up here for us this week. Thank you everyone so much for listening. You can listen to us wherever you find your podcasts, on Spotify, Apple, or an RSS feed direct. We will continue out Wednesday every week, 7 a.m. Central, with the latest rant talks and video game news.
And weird noises.
And weird
Also
noises.
available on YouTube.
Yeah, on YouTube now as well. StormwindGames. So
Yes.
please spread the word. If you like our show, be sure to get in contact with us. Tell us what you think. We appreciate.
We
you
have
guys.
reactivated our Twitter, so you could go follow us on there.
Yeah, at All Night Gamers on Twitter. You should definitely go follow us. Tweet at us. Let you know what you guys think of the show. We appreciate you for listening so much, and we'll see y'all next week. Thank you.
all right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.